Hello, my name is Bunny Bennett, and I am from Steam Powered Giraffe, that robot musical pantomime troupe that you may have heard of. I play Rabbit, the robot, in the group, one of the co-founders with my brother David. Recently, Rabbit has undergone a sex change in the live shows, and now I get to take the journey in my personal life. For those who don't follow, I am transgendered. I was born Christopher Bennett. My new name, which is not legal yet, is Isabella Bunny Bennett. And I've been transgendered for all my life, as most people are. It's taken a long time to get to this point. I really wanted to be sure. And today is day one on hormones. So, yay. You can tell I'm excited. So, yeah, I had to get up early, go see the doctor, an endocrinologist in town, and was very sympathetic. It's great to finally talk to someone who treats it, like a doctor would, like that it's all just chemicals and wiring in the brain. It's nothing more than that, to an extent, which is comforting to me. I mean, we deal with the emotional turmoil because we're human, and the psychological because we have to go see therapists, to kind of figure ourselves out. But it is comforting to know, that it's just, that we're just wired wrong. Wrong being in quotation marks. So, yeah, it's been quite a journey thus far. Back in September, I started transitioning Rabbit, and it wasn't until, I think, January where we actually had a costume change and were able to change the character. And it wasn't a very easy decision, and it's something that my brother and I talked extensively about, and the other members of the group. It was something that I had to do, and it's been great because they've treated it with respect, and they've also kind of diminished the importance of it in a good way. For example, there's not a lot of focus drawn to it. Even though there is, in some respects, it is not the focus of our group. So we're downplaying it as much as possible. And having their involvement in the design process of creating the new costumes for this gender-changed character has been really great. The stuff that I want to see, is probably influenced by many things. They're able to look at it, kind of separating that a little bit. So, what has followed has been kind of an unbiased sort of evolution of the character. Obviously, it's still developing, but taking those steps in this first 6-7 months. I'm not good at math, but it's been really great. Let's see. What else? Yeah, I'm doing this, these video blogs, because I was helped many years ago, right out of high school, by watching similar video blogs about other people's transitions. I was exploring what I wanted to do, and it was great to learn. So let me go get my pills so I can tell you what my dosage and stuff is. And because I'm lazy, I'm not going to edit out the dead space that you just had to listen to. Okay, so here's a disclaimer. Please do not self-medicate. I did, but I wised up really fast. I think I was on hormones for a month before I was like, I should probably get a primary care physician and all that jazz. Don't want to risk a blood clot, something serious. So yes, I have gone through the proper channels, and that's why it's taken a long time. So around fall, I started the process, and then, in January, we got our new healthcare stuff, so it's been a little slow, making appointments, but I finally got recommended to an endocrinologist, and I now have my medicine. So, we got estradiol, 2 mg tablet bar. What's 2 mg? Milligrams. I'm not a pharmacist. So you take 2 tablets by mouth every day. Estradiol, the estrogen, is oral. It's in pill form, and it is the estrogen, because my body can't produce any. So yay, all the good things that you want to have happen come from that. But a little known alternative, not alternative, I can't think, a little known benefit is from the Spiro. And this is a 100 milligram tablet, and I take 2 times a day, 1 tablet. Once again, oral. This is a testosterone blocker, because my body does produce testosterone and will continue to for quite some time. So I'm excited about these effects. Supposedly it will help with anxiety, which I have tons of because of the dysphoria that I've developed over the years by wanting to be a girl and having to be a guy every day. That sucks. So, yeah, I've never had a great, body self-image. I don't think many people do, but mine is really just whacked. So, it's great to finally have these medications. My next appointment is in 3 months, and I should have some development. Maybe, I don't think I'm not going to look like, Jessica Rabbit in 3 months, but I will notice the differences. I'm gonna document all this as it progresses over the years. So just to see like 1 month, what am I looking at, like 2 weeks, and I hope you'll find it useful. Yeah, as a sort of a primer for, since this is kind of the primer episode, it's been very hard. Since September, I've been on a roller coaster. Not so much in my personal life, I should say, like, everything's kind of fallen into place. It's taken some time. There's been a little bit of some shakeups here and there, but the biggest issue for me has been transitioning in the public eye. My character transitioned well before me, and while the fans were very supportive about my decision, there is a lot of commentary coming in, and there's always commentary coming in for everything that we do. When I first put on the infamous pinstripe, pants, like, people hated them, and then they loved them. So, that's when you kind of have a fan community, a following, and people that enjoy the work. There's a lot of, there's commentary, and for something so personal, it can be tough to take. There is a stigma that I am less of a person now, and that I have to try 10 times harder. And this doesn't come from anything that anyone has said directly. It's how I feel. Just with the feedback, and it's just, being a woman ain't as glamorous as you want it to be, and definitely getting a slice of reality. I took the pills. I could still drive. My opinions still matter, so I suppose we'll have to wait a little longer. My girlfriend's giving me the eye, but, a little humor there, but there's a truck going by. Okay, it's not going by, that's the trash. That's the trash. So, what was I getting at? But basically, there's a lot of eyes on me, and transitioning publicly, it is hard, and I haven't really paid much attention to it, but it's been, affecting me. People really miss the old Rabbit here and there, they don't like the costume changes, of course they don't. They don't like David Spies. They don't like Hatchworth's makeup changers. There's little things like that all the time. Having that directed and kind of funneled through, my own gender changes, it's a little hard to take that. Like, you see it on there, you're logging in like, and here's social streams, and it's like, I like Rabbit better when he had the top hat or the goggles, and it's like, okay, fair enough. But seeing that on a day-to-day basis, I think anyone would just be a little, you gotta rise above that and kind of see it from a different perspective, and that's been pretty hard. It does get hard to see people's doubts, and then remind yourself that you can't show any doubt. If I show doubt, people are going to question me, and I think even though I've been very open about this experience, it has also let in the floodgates for so many opinions directed my way. And while our fan community is awesome, and a lot of people have not made this about gender, unfortunately, everything that I'm going through is going to make it about that. I think there is something lost when you hear me talk about this or see me at shows about what I'm going through. And I can't really convey it unless you've been through it yourself. But it's extremely difficult in so many ways, changing everything about me. And, well, I guess, in a way, I'm not really changing, but, to take something like, an act we've been established and, basically tossing it out the window, all that male kind of swankiness that I've had, and just kind of, well, I can't have that anymore, or, we're changing directions with that. It's really tough to see people disappointed by that, to have their faith in the group a little shaken, and, to the point where you start doubting it yourself. And those are the voices I can't listen to in my head because, you just start spiraling down. And with the difficulty of it, I do worry, for the future of the group, because not so much that I don't think we can do it, but everything's going to work, and it's going to evolve and change how it needs to. But I need to look out for myself, and if I can't take it, that could be detrimental to the group. So, I'm very concerned about my well-being because this is a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Let's not kid. I'm only 27. I'm still finding myself, and I have to do this in a public light, kind of. And it's like there's facets that you're not going to be able to see, and I hope these blogs, what's the word? Empathy, sympathy. They'll give you. I don't know. I can never tell the difference. Empathy is when you. This is why I need an English major. I don't. Let me look it up right now. What's the difference between empathy and sympathy? Empathy. I hope you will empathize with me. Some cases sympathize. Empathy versus sympathy. I always have to look this up. Okay, sympathy is literally feeling with. Compassion for a human with another person. And then empathy is feeling. Okay, I see. So when you sympathize with something, it's because you've gone through it yourself. When you empathize, you can kind of put yourself in my shoes, even though you haven't experienced it. So I hope a lot of people can empathize and really understand that this is nuts what I'm going through, and I don't give it enough credit. Like I constantly I'm hard on myself because I feel like I'm failing because I'm being afflicted by, just going through this transition, and it's really tough. Cannot stress that enough. There is really no better way what I can do. It's like, do I go silent on social streams and not share my transition? I could. I hope this is kind of like a balance. I'm not as active as I used to be on the social streams, and then maybe that's just maybe that's mostly just a situation change, because now if just this last week or 2 weeks, I've moved out of our apartment where we were running the business from, me and my brother, for like 6 years. So this is my new place. I got a cat you saw in the background earlier. Feeling really good. So I have a lot of freedom, and I have the opportunity to get to kind of just have a fresh take on everything. And I really think that's important for an artist, especially when you get on to year 6 and stuff, Like, that's a long time to be doing the same thing. And I don't want it to become stale, and I want to give my all to the group, even though I'm going through this dramatic change. So I think that requires me to step back a little bit, which I'm doing right now. My heart's not in it in the extent that I want it to be. I enjoy touring and all that stuff, but we've had so much changes over the past 2 years, 3 years, like so many things. It's kind of hard to keep up with it all. If you're a fan, for instance, like I think hopefully this next year it's kind of a little slower, because I'm honestly exhausted, like everything that we've done, and we've done an amazing job, keeping things straight. So I'm hoping, as we release the next album, which is more of a concept album, we're not going to be performing it live. So I hear maybe a couple songs. It's more of for us just to have fun and kind of, get that creative juice kind of rekindled. We're already talking about album 5, and the wheels are starting to turn now that I've finished writing, the rough sketches for my songs in album 4. Album 5 is kind of coming in, and I'm hopeful that I'm taking the steps necessary, to get the best creative stew. But you're affected by real life, and things have gotten so much more complicated for me than they have in the past. So, I don't know. I'm considering doing some solo work, not because I don't want to do Steam Powered Giraffe anymore. I think out of everyone in the group, my work is just more theatrical. I mean, my brothers too, and we all do great stuff. But I think if I was going to do any band or anything, it would be so similar to Steam Powered Giraffe. So, some solo work probably in the next 2 years. I could see that, because I'm getting more into the recording process. I can write all this stuff, but I don't. When it comes to the recording stuff, I need a little bit of a hand, and now I've kind of taught myself how to do that with help from David. So yeah, I'm excited. That's where I am currently right now. So let's see. Things are a little bit shaken up, a little wonky, trying to get some stability back in my life. There's definitely a sense of relief. I can breathe a little easier. Got the new place. Business is kind of in a nice cycle. It feels like we're back on track. No more big shakeups like gender changes or losing members. So, we'll see what happens. Thank you for tuning in. I really hope this was helpful, not only for, maybe those with gender dysphoria or who don't really know or they're trying to figure themselves out. I hope this series and everything that I'll be talking about will help you. And even if you're just a casual passing person or fan, I hope, it's enlightening. This weekend is Pride, San Diego, and we get to perform, first time, and I owe that a lot to the local trans community. They vouched for us and got us in. So yeah, we get to do that this weekend, and then next week is our usual July 24th Comic-Con show on a Thursday. So pretty excited. If you're interested in seeing those shows and you're in San Diego, go ahead and check out www.steampoweredgiraffe.com. If you're a gamer, I Twitch. It's twitch.tv/BunnyBennett, all one word. Join me online when you see me, and I'll see y'all later.